Today, let's talk about a visitor from deep space that showed up in our solar system and, well, started breaking all the rules. We're diving into the story of 3I/Atlas, an object from another star that is seriously challenging what we thought we knew about comets.
Okay, just picture this for a second. An object from a completely different star system zips into our neighborhood. But instead of acting like a normal, predictable comet, it does something that makes astronomers everywhere do a double take. Something completely bizarre.
This isn't some science fiction plot. This is real. Starting in 2025, scientists have been watching this strange traveler pass through our solar system, and it's putting some of our most trusted theories to the test.
All right, so let's properly meet our cosmic guest. Its official name is 3I/Atlas. And that I in the name? Yep, that stands for interstellar.
Let's just look at the stats on this thing, because they're pretty wild. Its trajectory has an eccentricity of around 6. Now, to put that in perspective, anything over 1 means it's not in a stable orbit around our sun. It's on a path straight through. Add to that an incredible speed of 57 kilometers per second. NASA confirmed it. There's just no way our sun's gravity can capture it. This thing is just passing through, a tourist from a galaxy far, far away.
So this is where the story gets really interesting. Right off the bat, 3I/Atlas started behaving in a way that just defied everything we expect from a comet. And this slide just perfectly captures the central mystery. You know how comets work, right? The solar wind and radiation push dust and gas away, so the tail always points away from the sun. But when they got a look at 3I/Atlas, its tail was pointing directly towards the sun. This so-called anti-tail was the first massive red flag that this was no ordinary visitor.
So you can imagine what happened next. This completely baffling behavior sent scientists scrambling back to their computers. Were the laws of physics just broken, or was there some other explanation they totally missed?
So, they came up with this really elegant 3-step model. Here's how it works. First, as it gets closer, the sun's heat hits frozen carbon dioxide on the surface. Second, that CO2 doesn't melt, it turns straight into a gas. This process, called sublimation, forcefully shoots out a plume of water ice grains, kind of like a geyser. And finally, because of our viewing angle from Earth, this trail of slow-moving ice grains just happens to look like a tail pointing right at the sun.
And here's the best part, the real proof. The model predicted that as the comet got even closer and hotter, this weird effect would stop, and the tail would flip around to a normal, away from the sun direction. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. The model was right.
But, solving one mystery just opened the door to another one. This time, the clues were hidden in the comet's chemical fingerprint.
When they analyzed the light coming from it, they found that 3I/Atlas has one of the highest amounts of carbon dioxide compared to water ever seen in a comet. I mean, it's just packed with the stuff. And on top of that, it's got a weirdly high amount of nickel, but not a lot of iron. It's like it was baked using a totally different recipe than the comets from around here.
So you've got this bizarre tail and this really strange chemical makeup. When you put those two oddities together, well, you can guess where the scientific conversation started to head.
Now, to be clear, some researchers were just playing a what-if game here. It was purely a thought experiment. But they pointed out that if that weird anti-tail was actually some kind of controlled engine, and if its strange composition was engineered, well, it could look a lot like a technosignature, a sign of alien technology. However, and this is a really big however, the broader scientific community immediately hit the brakes. There's a golden rule in science, right? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And while the idea is fascinating to think about, the evidence to support it just isn't there.
So for now, all the actual facts point to this being a completely natural object. A very, very unusual one for sure, but natural. Its strange features aren't clues to aliens, but clues to the different chemistry and conditions in the star system where it was born millions of years ago.
So, okay, it's probably not an alien spaceship, but does that make it any less important? Absolutely not. Why this single object matters so much to astronomers and to all of us is a whole other story.
The thing is, 3I/Atlas is like a gift from the cosmos. It's a physical sample, a little snapshot of the building blocks from a distant part of our galaxy. It's testing our physics models, showing us just how diverse things are out there, and reminding us that the universe is still packed with surprises.
And so, as scientists keep tracking it on its long journey, 3I Atlas leaves us with this incredible, provocative question. Whatever the final answer is, the search for it is going to push science forward for years to come.